Trudeau's economy. Pierre Elliott Trudeau, born into a wealthy family, was a globetrotter who studied at Harvard University and the London School of Economics, the latter a hotbed of socialist thinking. Aligned with democratic socialism in the 1950s, Trudeau favored government that was large, intrusive, and indebted. Leftist economist John Kenneth Galbraith praised Trudeau for his big government thinking. In 1968, the Liberal Party of Canada chose him as their leader rather than Robert Winters, the pick of the business community. Except for a 9-month period, the former Labour activist served as Prime Minister from 1968 to 1984. The economic numbers are not good. Trudeau's economic legacy is grim. The Trudeau mania of 1968 that brought him to office was a spent force by the time of the next election. When Trudeau lost his majority government in 1972, he declared, quote, "The minority government allowed me to put forward more advanced left-wing policies." He was confident of having the support of the New Democratic Party, as he explained, quote, "I was thus able to institute policies that I had been dreaming about for a long time, and the Social Democratic faction of the opposition was forced to support them, or else deny their own social program," end quote. In one interview, Trudeau said that the state is important, the government is important. It means there's going to be not less authority in our lives, but perhaps more. Trudeau certainly made his mark on Canada. Government grew as Trudeau established 114 agencies and commissions and 7 new departments. The deficit skyrocketed. Trudeau spent billions more on programs than the government collected in revenue. Canada experienced crippling inflation. Before Trudeau, inflation was in the 3% range. Throughout his tenure, it increased steadily, peaking at 12% in 1981. Interest rates also increased from under 5% before Trudeau to 19.3% in 1981. While in office, Trudeau increased federal spending by 42%. Trudeau's economic policy discouraged foreign investment, and the ratio of foreign direct investment in Canada relative to the GDP declined by 1/3 between 1970 and 1980. Trudeau's national energy program broadcasted to American investors that Canada was not open for business. As a misery index that measures the unemployment rate and the interest rate, it was under 10 before Trudeau, but reached almost 30 in Trudeau's final term. Another damaging fact was that Trudeau had increased the federal debt by a factor of 10. One illustration of Trudeau's failing policies was the launching of a new unemployment insurance plan that cost 20 times more than the previous plan. With Trudeau's reforms, Canadians only needed to work 8 weeks to receive unemployment insurance. Once on the dole, a recipient received payments for 51 weeks. Liberals called it a beautiful system, but others saw it as another form of welfare that incentivized recipients to avoid work. Employers heard from job applicants that they would only work if there was a promise to lay them off when they had accumulated the minimum number of weeks to get government checks. To keep the money rolling in, people would line up another 8-week gig when the benefits expired. The unemployment insurance reforms increased unemployment numbers dramatically. For example, the number of unemployed Newfoundlanders doubled in 4 years. In parts of Atlantic Canada, there were clear signs of a lifestyle of dependency. Under Trudeau, the deficit of the unemployment insurance plan increased almost 100-fold. The unemployment insurance plan and other economic policies resulted in dismal national unemployment numbers. When Trudeau became prime minister, the unemployment rate was 4.5%. It rose to 11.8% by 1983. Canadian author Bob Plamondon cites a study by McGill University professors examining the economic records of every prime minister since World War II. Tom Velk and Alvin Riggs placed Trudeau at the bottom of the pack for having the worst overall economic performance among his peers. The economic damage done to Canada by Trudeau will never be fully realized. Thank you.